When I saw this message, I was about to unload the clip. What's up, all my aliens? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Naya Barcelona, and here we talk all things beauty, lifestyle, and commentary. But as you can see by the title of today's video and my background, that I'm back with another story time. You know, once we get in the car, it's gonna be a juicy story time. So in today's video, I'm giving y'all my dating horror story. This video was never supposed to leave the archives, y'all. When I mean the archives, I mean my brain. It was never supposed to leave and end up on this channel. But since we're gonna practice transparency and me getting to know my subscribers a little more, y'all getting to know me more, we're gonna put this video out there. Now, please make sure if you are here at this part of the video, you do hit that subscribe button and join the alien fam, because it is super important to me, and I want to hit 10K, y'all. So please help me get to my 10K. Give me a little Christmas gift by hitting the subscribe button. Before I get into anything too deep, just know that the main person in this video knows this is getting posted already, and I have permission. So I'm gonna just tell y'all as many details as I can of this story without giving away too much, because I've seen the horror stories of YouTubers where subscribers will watch a story time and then go find the people who are in the story. So I'm not going to tell y'all too much. However, let's just get into the story time. So I got to give you the backstory of how all this began before I can give you the climax of it all. So let's take this back a few years. Again, I'm not giving y'all no timeline, nothing. We're going to take it back a few years. I used to visit my best friend very frequently, like every year, to go to this big event that happens in his hometown. And my best friend, he's not getting a name, but I used to go visit my best friend every single year. Should I give him a name? No, he's not getting a name. So I'd visit my best friend every year to go to this big festival in his hometown. And this one year I was there, we ended up going to a house party. His other best friend was throwing a house party. And when we get to the house party, I'm chilling, everything's cool. It wasn't huge, like it was more like a kickback type of thing with just a little bit of people there. So we get to the kickback and I see this person that is sitting down. Like, I'm sitting down on the bed and there's someone sitting next to me. So I remember I was like, oh, I like your watch. Your watch is cool. We're going to name this person Drake, okay?
Yeah, Drake? Drake?
Because another boy comes up, so he'll get another name. But this is Drake. Now, Drake, he was really nice. He was like, oh, okay, like, thank you, whatever. And then I woke up. Yeah, I'm not even going to lie, y'all. I literally was like, I like your watch, and I woke up. And let me tell you why. This is why I don't be messing with parties no more and messing with liquor no more. This was due to creeper drinks. If you know, you know what a creeper drink is. But a creeper drink is a beverage that contains so much liquor and you're unable to taste the liquor. So because you don't know how much liquor is in it, because you can't taste it, it just creeps up on you. Hence the name, the creeper drink. I don't know who else calls those that, but that's what me and my friends call them. Like in my city, those are creeper drinks. And it's because they creep up on you because you can't taste what's in it. You have no idea what's in it or how much is in it. And you're done. You could literally drink the regular amount that you normally drink, but be 10 times more gone because you have no clue what's in it. So I don't mess with it. If I go to a party and the drink tastes like juice, I'm putting it down. There's no way. Nope, putting the drink down. So that happens, okay? Go to the party, compliment him. He was cool. I liked his vibe. Woke up. Literally woke up. Okay, so the next morning when I wake up, I have a text on my phone. And it's like, hey, this is Drake.
Yeah, Drake? Drake?
I'm looking at the phone like, who is Drake? And I said that back. I did not verbatim, but I was like, oh, sorry, I don't remember who this is. And I felt a little bad because I'm like, dang, I don't even know who the heck just sent me this text message, for real. But it is what it is. Drake, like any normal human being, reacted regular and was like, oh, that's okay. Like, I just want to text you because you gave me your number. How do I remember my number? I don't know. Because that is wild. To remember my number off a creeper drink, no clue. But we didn't really talk too much. Because again, that's the first time I ever met him. But apparently, so this is just information I was told. I cannot confirm nor deny exactly what the facts are. But what I was told was, so my best friend has another friend, okay? His name is Josh. We're going to call him Josh. So we got Drake and Josh. They all are in a friend group, like my best friend, Drake and Josh, whatever. Apparently, Josh liked me too. So Drake was interested and Josh was interested. And I had known Josh. I met Josh a little bit before I met Drake. So maybe like a year or two before I met Drake, I had met Josh. So I already knew who Josh was. Like, I was cool with him. And we kind of knew each other already. But I didn't even know he really liked me like that. Because every time I seen him, he's with a different girl. Like, it was just like, what? New girl every time I see him. So apparently what was going on was Drake and Josh have both said to each other, all right, since we both like her, just let her pick who she wants. Just let her choose or whatever. And I was like, okay. I ended up choosing Josh because, one, I knew Josh better. And two, I didn't even know Drake really liked me like that, because Drake is very quiet and Josh is the complete opposite. Very outgoing, very loud. Because Josh was more outgoing, that's kind of more my vibe a little bit, where, because I'm super quiet, I'm more of a shyer, not really shy, but like I observe first. I like to read the room, feel people out before I just start chatting it up with them, because if I don't like your vibe, I'm not going to speak to you. I don't mean to be rude, but like, if I don't like the vibes, I'm not even going to go down that tunnel. So Josh was like super outgoing and he ended up getting chose because he was putting a little more effort. Well, it felt like he's putting a little more effort in than Drake was. So we end up talking. It goes nowhere. It literally goes nowhere. I think after a couple months, not even, I don't even know how long it was, but I did not even speak to Josh like that. Like, we weren't on a consistent communication basis. Like, it never gave that. And then I was still cool with Drake because I had him on social media. Like, it was like one of those regular social media friendships where the people you don't really see often, you just see them online, so you'll reply to their story or comment on a picture or something like that. It was like one of those type of friendships where we would just comment on each other's pictures or whatever. I don't know. It was basically just a regular friendship. So now, over the years, because we're gonna start to fast forward a little bit up to like recent times. So over the years, I've spoken to him. I've seen him. Sometimes when I would go see my best friend, I would see Drake. We ended up both living in the same city at one point. Seen him then. So we were still cool. We were good friends. And there was always kind of a little vibe there, like a little, like potential there. But first of all, Drake had a whole girlfriend, so I'm not no homewrecker. I don't do that. I don't mess with no men that have girlfriends, wives, whatever. I'm not doing that. So he had a girlfriend, and at that time, I wasn't really into him like that. Like, I wasn't, like I said, I don't mess with men that have girlfriends. So it never gave, I'm about to steal you or I like you. It was always just a cool, cordial friendship. And we always had like similar interests. So that's what it was. It was basically like two people connecting on similar interests, mutual friends. That's it. Now, more recently, I went on a trip with my friend. I don't know if you ever met her. Yeah, you did, in the Puerto Rico vlog. So Day, my friend Day, we just be going on trips together, vibing, chilling. And so we went on a trip. I'm not going to tell you where we went. We're going to just say we went to Houston, Texas, okay? So we went to Houston for vacation, right? And at this time, this was like the last day, or the second to last day of our trip. And it was raining. I remember it was raining. There wasn't too much to do. So we kind of were just like, well, let's just chill at the house, at the Airbnb, and just see what happens from there. So as we're at the house, I'm like, okay, well, let's just invite Drake over since he's here. And let's also invite Frankie. Y'all remember Frankie? Frankie is the friend who was in my roommate horror story with the boyfriend, with Bree. When Bree's boyfriend was being controlling and crazy and ruined our whole night. That is Frankie. So Frankie was there and Drake was there. And I was like, let's just invite them over because we could do a little game night, get some drinks, and just chill inside. At least have something to do. So Dave was like, all right, cool, let's do that. That's fine. So when Drake comes first. So when Drake pulls up to the Airbnb, we're watching this show on Netflix. Now, I don't remember exactly which show it was because Netflix love shows all be blending in as one thing at this point. They're all the same premise, same cast members. Nick Lachey and what's his wife? Nick and whatever her name is. I forgot her. Vanessa. Nick and Vanessa be hosting every single show. So we were either watching Love is Blind, Perfect Match, or The Ultimatum. I know it was one of those three. I can't exactly remember which one. But you know those shows, they be talking about problematic relationships and like toxic love. And one of the couples on the show, I guess they were talking about kids or something like that. I don't really know how it came up. But we were talking about kids. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't really want kids. Because kids are freaking expensive. They're mad expensive. They're a lot of responsibility. And in this economy, crazy. This economy is super crazy to have a child and not be prepared because it's doable, but it's going to be a wild ride because these kids are costly. I was looking up like daycare and stuff. It's like $1,600 for daycare for one baby. That's crazy. And my cousin just had a baby, and I babysit her every Wednesday. And when I tell you, whenever I have her, I get nothing done. Literally, all attention has to be on that baby at all times. She's only 7 months. So I have to always have my eyes on her. And when I tell you, having to do that 24/7 is insane. It is literally insane. It is so stressful. Even though I love my cousin, that little cousin, so cute. I love babysitting her. But having a baby, kudos to all the parents out there who did it, especially the ones that have an unplanned baby, because having a baby is wild in these times. But anyway, we were talking about the kids, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want no kids. They're not really in my plans right now. I'm not 100% opposed to a child. Maybe if I was more like financially prepared and married, like I don't have a ring on my finger, nothing. So I was like, I don't want no kids. I love to travel. I love to go out. I'm enjoying my freedom right now and just being able to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. And so that was the topic of discussion, was the baby thing. It ended, the conversation went and came and left so fast that it was what it was. But then Frankie pulls up. Now, Frankie, I will never forgive you. Never, ever. Frankie brings this stupid game. I'm going to put it on the screen for y'all. It's called We're Not Really Strangers. Now, this is a good game to play, actually, when you're with people that you really don't know that well. Because it makes you, like, answer really in-depth questions about your life, your goals, your personality, your inner child, all that stuff. Like, it asks you some really good questions. So when we're playing the game, none of them know each other, but I know I'm the mutual between all three of them. So they're all strangers getting to know each other. But some of the questions, I was like, oh, we got some interesting answers, because I was answering listening to some of their answers, like, oh, I never knew that about you. So yeah, we basically were learning about each other through this game, and there's different levels. Now, there was one card that got pulled. I have no idea how this conversation really came up, but we were talking about Josh at the table. We were talking about Josh, and this is when I was like, oh, I think I picked the wrong friend. And Drake was like, what? And I was like,
that you could do.
No, because I think the conversation was just flowing so well that I was just like, yeah, I think I just picked the wrong friend. Like, I liked Josh, but I liked Drake more. Like, he was more cool. And we clicked better. And so I was just like, dang, I really had picked the wrong friend all those years ago. And so Frankie being messy, trying to play Cupid matchmaker, was like, what? Is this a love connection happening? And I'm just like, okay, Frankie, calm down. Being mad messy. Like, but anyway, we were talking, and basically as the conversation was going on, I don't even know how it got to this extent, but we started talking about housing, living together, and then that's when I had to pump the brakes, because I was like, okay, whoa. I was like, this conversation is way too deep for two people who all they said was they like each other. Like, it never gave, like, we're about to elope and just move together. And we were like basically talking about like, oh, where would you live if this was to work out and stuff like that. But it wasn't even, I felt like the conversation was moving so fast that, and nothing was even really clarified yet of like how each person felt exactly. Like, nothing had been really said for us to have reached that point. Sorry, y'all, it's kind of hot in here. I mean, it's kind of cold in here. All right, so as we're talking, I'm the one that was like, all right, let's pump the brakes a little bit, and maybe we can just talk, like, you know, normal people just talk. And Drake, I cannot confirm or deny this information either, because this is Frankie being a jokester. I don't know if Frankie was joking or Frankie was dead serious. But so I told you it was my second to last day. The next day was our flight, but it was super late at night, so we needed somewhere to go because our Airbnb the checkout was at 11 o'clock. So Drake had let us stay at his house. So I was like, all right, let's hang out the next day then, since we're already going to be at your house. So apparently Frankie, I don't know, again, I don't know if she was being real or not, but Frankie said that Drake was canceling a date on his phone. He was on the phone canceling a date just so he could hang out with me and Day the next day. Or I guess me. And I was like, ain't no way. There's no freaking way that he's canceling a date to hang out. If he watches this video, he can confirm nor deny. Don't do it in the comments though. Just text me or something. Don't put it in the do not put it in the comments. You don't need to be outed here. So that happens, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. So the next day comes, the game night proceeds as normal. The next day comes, we hang out, and now it's time for me and Day to leave. It's the evening. I had an overnight flight. It's time to go home. He tells me right before I leave, he's like, I hope that you're actually serious about talking and trying to pursue something. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm serious. Like, we can chat. Let me know, whatever. Like, we can actually talk. It's fine. So I get home, okay? So I get to my destination, right? And I gotta pull out my receipts for this because it's a lot. All right, y'all, I found it. Found the beginning of the messages. So I get to my house, right? I chill, I take my little nap, whatever, because again, it was an overnight flight. Take my nap, wake up, and then I text him. I said, if you want to talk, you can call me today. This is me putting in my effort. All right? Sent that message at 1 a.m. Jeez, 1 a.m. is crazy. That is crazy. I get a response. I pull up to Target. I remember this vividly. Pull up to Target near my house, and my phone goes off. So I get a message, and it says, Nay, I've gave this some thought, and I feel as though me and you wouldn't work out because of the fact that I want kids and you feel strongly about not having them. I respect how you feel about not having kids. It just doesn't work for me as far as a relationship.
This is so humiliating.
Fair. Okay, fair. But when I tell y'all, when I saw this message, I was about to unload the clip. Legit unload the clip on him. I was texting like, typing a whole paragraph. But then I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And so I just deleted the whole paragraph. And I put, okay, I respect it. And then I just started crying because I was so mad. So mad because at that moment, I felt like my time, even though it was so little time, had been wasted. But because I actually liked him, I was just like, yo, you just irritated my soul. You became a disturbance now. You literally became a disturbance. And so at that point, I had texted Frankie. I'm like, Frankie, bro, I'm tight right now. And I texted Day. I texted both of them. I was like, I'm so mad right now. And Day was just like, it's okay. Like, don't worry. It's fine. She was like, his loss. Like, it's fine. Like, don't. And Frankie gonna have the nerve to say, dang, no wedding bells. Bro, I'm literally at the Target parking lot upset. And you're talking about wedding bells. I screamed. But I was like, all right, you know what? Let me not send like a whole paragraph, because also we still have to deal with my best friend, and I may have to be in the same room with him sometimes because of my best friend. That's also his best friend. So I'm like, all right, let me not even deal. Why does my neighbor be driving off like that? She be driving like she's on Need for Speed or something. But anyway, I was like, let me not start no fight, because I don't even like fighting like that, especially because we're not even together, so I'm not even about to fight. Now I'm like, okay, I respect it. He doesn't respond. He probably knows I'm pissed. 2 weeks go by. About 2 weeks go by, and I get a message that says, I still like you. It's gonna be on the screen too if y'all wanna, I guess, read along, but it says, I still like you. I have this thing where I want things to be perfect in my love life, and I'm actively trying to work on it. I shouldn't have gave you that kind of ultimatum. I've been thinking about you since we last talked. Then I said, I appreciate you reaching out because I was really hurt by how that situation went, but to be honest, I've checked out in that way. The whole thing caught me off guard, but I'm not mad about it anymore, and I have no ill feelings towards you. And I think this is kind of my toxic trait too. Because once you make me angry, I'm going to get the ick. I'm going to get the ick real bad. And at that point, I had checked out. I literally have a talent. I have a very good skill and talent. It's called detaching. I can literally detach like that so fast. So, and especially if we're not even like super connected in that way to begin with, I can detach very fast. Once I got angry, I had detached so fast, because I was like, nope, I'm not letting anybody else, I'm not letting this happen again. No way. So I just detached super fast, and he was like, okay, I understand, whatever. Now, after that, we were cool. Everything was all good, and we continued speaking. I guess I wasn't fully detached at that moment, because we continued to speak. Now here's another situation that pops up. My best friend had asked me, what am I doing for my birthday? Because he wanted to travel more. I'm always traveling. If y'all have not seen me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. But I'm literally always traveling. I'm always somewhere. No one ever knows where I am. So my best friend, he asked me like, oh, what are you doing for your birthday? And I said, I want to go to Paris. And so I told him I want to go to Paris. So we had made plans to do a group trip to Paris. It was me and my best friend, Drake, Josh, and then my best friend's other friends, and then my close friends, Day, and my cousin. We all had plans to go to Paris, right? If you know, you know, group trips and black people, they just can't seem to get along. I don't know what's going on, why they can't ever make it out the group chat. But we had planned for Paris, right? So I was asking him like, oh, what's your name and all that stuff and whatever. Now this man's did not know my name. He did not know my real name. I'm like, You want me to have kids? You don't even know my name? That's crazy. That is super crazy. Like, pump the brakes. Hold on. So that time passes. We're still chatting it up, whatever, just a little bit. Now, this is not over the course of, like, just one day. This is, like, conversations over months, but it's, like, spaced out conversations. So if there's a conversation on, like, let's just say January 1st, the next conversation was, like, January 9th or 8th or something like that. Like, it's not all back to back to back. It's pretty spaced out, and I'm trying to scroll through these messages, and he texts back really fast, so that's why these conversations are so long, because he actually was a pretty quick texter. All right, let me keep going, just to see if I missed anything, because we're having normal conversation. It's like what regular like friends have, regular friend conversation. But some of it is definitely like still on that type of time, which I think because I had got the ick. Dang, you can see everybody in my background. That's crazy. I think because I had got the ick, I was like, all right, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore, because I honestly was so checked out, but I felt like I was struggling to keep myself in this. And you know, that's fair, because if he doesn't want to be with someone that doesn't want to be a mom, that is cool. I feel like you should align yourself with people that have the same goals and aspirations as you. So if you see yourself in the future being a parent, be with someone that wants to be a parent. If you see yourself in the future being a housewife with a rich man, align yourself with a rich man. Only rich men, whatever. But me, right now, I don't want to be no parent. So that wasn't even a question. Like, I was like, nah, I'm good. He might have to find somebody that actually wants to be a mom. Like, which is fair enough, because I also think I'm just a slow burner. I like to take my time. I don't want to do no rushing. It's not necessary. I feel like the best relationships can come from just getting to know your person, because even more recently, as we saw, there was a creator on YouTube who her whole YouTube channel was about how to find rich men, how to get a rich husband, whatever. And then she found out that he essayed her kids, like their kids together. If you don't know what essay means, somebody in the comments will let you know what that means. But she found out that he essayed their kids, and she married him after 1 week of knowing him, if I'm not mistaken, like 1 week, moved in with him very fast, or 1 month, 1 week. I know it was one something, so either 1 week or 1 month. They moved in super fast together, had a lot of kids. They're together for a few years, because the kids are like around 4 years old, the oldest one. So got together, he harmed the kids, and she barely knew him. And in her video, she's like, oh, he changed after we got married. You got married after 1 week. Like, I don't understand what change of course he changed. You didn't even know him. So I feel like you got to get to know people for real, feel them out, feel the vibe, and see from there how you want it to go. Even though I knew Drake for years, we didn't know each other like that, because we didn't talk on that type of time. But now that we were talking on that type of time, he was cool. I liked him, but he had messed it up. So I just checked out at that point. I really checked out. Because once you make me cry, that's it. I'm gonna be done. Alright, so at this time, we're still talking, like, just cool. And it's getting to, like, the next level. We're kind of feeling like the next level. But I wasn't really into it anymore. This is spanning, it's been like a month, I think, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And that's when I have finally just told him, like, hey, I think we should just keep it I'm trying to look. Oh, okay, here it is. I'm like, where are the messages? I'm pretty much telling him, like, I still feel disconnected from you, and I'm not trying to waste your time, so I think we should just be friends and leave it at that. And he was pretty much like, okay, yeah, I understand, like, that's fine, we can just be friends, whatever. Cool, everything is good. Everything is so good, or so I thought. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. But now let's get back to the topic of Paris, okay? Now, I made a group chat because I didn't mention this to y'all, but me, Drake, and my best friend's other best friend who was supposed to come to Paris, we have the same birthday. Well, Drake is born one day before, but we all have the same birthday, and it was gonna be like a birthday trip for the three of us, and then our friends would come too. And so as we're planning the trip, I had put everyone in a group chat together, okay? And I had titled it my name, Drake's name, and the other boy's name. And I guess Drake didn't notice it. So as we're in the group chat talking, I see that Drake has left the chat. And at first I just assumed, okay, maybe he doesn't want to go anymore. Like but deep down, I felt like something was iffy about it. I'm like, what is wrong? Like, what is his problem? So he leaves the group chat. And then a couple days later, I never addressed it. Because I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to take it to heart. Like, maybe he just can't go. Simple as that. So he texts me and he's like, you probably noticed that I left the group chat about Paris. To keep it all the way 100, I left because you didn't mention my birthday in the post. So I was kind of salty about that. I don't want you to think it was me saying F you or anything. And that was a childish reason for me to leave the chat. I just wanted to address it with you and make sure we're still friends. So I'm salty on top of the fact that we didn't work out like I wanted us to. Now, I responded, I'm like, I had a feeling you left because of that, but I just ignored it. That's literally what I said in the message. I'm like, I just ignored it. And I was like, but I'm confused about the birthday thing because your name is literally right there. And I sent him a screenshot of his name with a circle around it so he could see it was right there. I'm like, you left because you're in your own head. Like, you got mad at me, but I included you. You were just, I don't know. He got in his own head about that part. And I'm like, I still consider everybody friends. Like, I thought we were friends. But if you feel some type of way, I was like, if you feeling froggy, leap. Like, if you feel some type of way, say something. Basically, he was like, oh, I didn't see that. I am sorry because that was my mistake. I'm just a little triggered. I'm disappointed in how, not like the way things went with us. And I'm like, honestly, that's wild because I'm not even a rude person or a mean person. I would never purposely exclude somebody. If anything, I would just name the chat after my own birthday and forget the other boy too. Forget both of y'all. It's my birthday. Y'all not even helping me plan this trip or nothing. I'm literally the only one doing all the work. I'm gonna do a video about that too. Being the friend that everybody relies on for travel plans is so exhausting. But that's not in this video. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, I was like, just nobody's helping me plan this. I'm doing everything on my own. And you could have just reached out to me and been like, hey, you forgot my name. If you thought I didn't put you in there, you could have just been like, oh, you forgot to add me. And I would just simply added him. But he was still mad at me. So it was what it was. I wasn't really like that mad. Like, I was just like, okay, I assumed that's what was happening here in this situation, and it is what it is. There's no beef, it's no problems. Like, we're still cool, it's fine, whatever. And so he had went and talked to my best friend about it. Drake went to my best friend about it. My best friend was like, you're an idiot, basically. It was like, you're dumb, it's your loss. It is what it is. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this next situation, it did make me feel very off-putting. Like the situation I'm about to talk about now, it really put me off from him for a little while, because I was so mad. I had gotten so angry, y'all. So for Paris, the birthday trip to Paris, when we talked about it again, come to find out, no one had a passport. No one had a freaking passport except for me and a couple other people. So the two other birthday boys didn't have a passport. And I'm like, okay, how y'all going to Paris with no passport? So I really want to go to Paris for my birthday. I want to go to Paris so bad. But I decided, okay, since it is y'all's birthday too, I want everyone to come. I'm going to change the accommodations to be Puerto Rico. I'm going to save my Paris trip for another time. I will go to Puerto Rico and let's just turn up. Let's celebrate our birthday, whatever. So we decided, okay, let's do Puerto Rico. Everything's good. My best friend, because there was so many of us in the group, my best friend decided, why don't we split the group in half? I'll take my friends to one Airbnb. You take your friends to another Airbnb. Cool. I was like, that works out perfectly, because then we can save a little more money and we can probably just stay somewhere in proximity of each other. That way we'll still kind of be close. So it was perfect. That all worked out perfectly. But then as I'm reaching out to the group, I'm like, hey, can everyone send me money for this excursion or send me money for Airbnb, whatever. I'm not in touch with my best friend about any of this. So I'm thinking him and his friends are getting it together. They're all communicating and doing their thing. Turns out they weren't at all. You can't trust men to do anything, like, besides give you a headache. They weren't in communication at all. And so what ended up happening was I hit up the group and I was like, hey y'all, we have an ATV excursion planned for this day. Send me this amount of money. We're just gonna say $100. Send me $100 for the rental, the ATV rental. This is the night before the trip. The night before the trip, I get a message from Drake and from the other boy. He's not gonna get a name. The other birthday boy. Oh, we're not coming anymore. Y'all, it was the night before the trip. The night before. And I'm thinking, what do you mean you're not coming anymore? So I call my best friend. I'm like, have you talked to your friends? He's like, no, why? I'm like, how has no one been in communication when we've been trying to plan a trip? And mind you, this trip, my birthday's in the summer. Paris was planned in December, y'all. The group chat to Paris was made in December. Maybe January. Sometime around there. January, December. It's made in the beginning of the year. My birthday's at the end of the year. And no one has been in contact with each other. That is crazy. And I feel like this happens to me all the time, where the only person the trip is important to is me. And that's why now I just travel alone. I mean, I've been traveling solo, but nowadays, after this incident happened, I was like, yeah, forget everybody. Like, I didn't care who it was. Drake, my best friend, everybody. I was like, forget all of y'all. I am planning everything by myself now. And for my birthday this year, where did I go? Paris. Went to Paris for my birthday this year. I had so much fun. But I was just so upset because we had planned this trip. I like to plan my birthday way in advance to ensure that people can save up and actually come, get their stuff together, get the passport, whatever. They could have got passports to Paris, honestly, but whatever. I changed the plan to Puerto Rico. Now, I feel like trips are usually just important to myself and not to the other people who are invited. So I decided, okay, I'm just gonna do my own thing. But because Drake and the other boy both just ditched the night before, this made me so mad at both of them. I was so mad at the two of them for a while that I didn't even want to speak. I literally wanted to unload the clip again. I'm not even gonna lie. I was ready. I was too ready. But I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter who doesn't show up. All that matters is who shows up. But to cancel the night before was wild work. That was wild work, and that really made me like not want to mess with Drake no more. Not like mess with him like that, but like be friends anymore. I did not even want to speak anymore, period, because that situation had blew my mind. But then I was like, okay, let me not think irrational here and think crazy. But I was also really mad for my best friend, because my best friend had booked a whole Airbnb and none of his friends showed up. Like, all his friends just decided they're not coming. So I just felt bad for him too. I was more mad for him than for myself, but I was just like, this is insane, and I'm not doing this ever again. So I just felt like Drake's his communication skills were not the greatest. After that had happened, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a little too much. So I didn't talk to any of them for a while, like Drake or anybody really. I didn't talk to anybody who had ditched the trip. Not really. Me and Drake were still cool though, because I just kind of got over it. I was like, all right, whatever. My best friend is not tripping about it. It is what it is at this point. I don't really care. But after that trip, it like ignited a fire in me where I was like, I'm gonna just travel alone from now on. And I went to Europe all by myself. I ended up going completely solo and came back home with 20 new friends, which is crazy. So shout out to all the girlies I met in Europe, because y'all are so dope. If you want to watch my Europe vlog, go ahead and check that out. But now let's get into more recent time, okay? This is just adding on to adding on to adding on. Like, the saga with Drake is never gonna end. It's never gonna end. So now we get to more recent times, okay? And I went on vacation with my cousin, okay? I went on vacation to Houston, and Drake was there. We're gonna call this place Houston again. Drake was in Houston, and I was like, hey, I'm coming out there. Do you want to hang out? And he was like, oh, I can't hang out because I'm going back to my hometown. I'm moving back home or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. That's fine. Well, here's the dates anyway. Just in case you do want to hang out, here are the dates. I'll be there. Let me know. Keep me posted. So cool. I'm like, all right, everything is fine. So I'm trying to look at my messages. All right, so like everything is fine. Cool. So I go out to Houston with my cousin. We have a good old time, chilling, whatever. Now, as we're out there, I see that Drake is posting videos in Houston. And I'm like, okay, maybe these are drafts. Because, you know, some people got a lot of drafts in their phone. I'm like, okay, these might be like draft videos or something. This could be old. This could be anything. So I didn't really think anything of it. But then I'm realizing, okay, these are not old videos. Like, he's posting too much for these to be drafts. Like, there's no way you have this many old videos in your phone. So now I'm like, Drake's in Houston, I'm in Houston, and I have not heard nothing from him. So at first I was like, okay, that's a little shady. But I left it at what it is. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't bother to hit him up because I'm like, I don't even know if these are drafts or not. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm over it. I'm not about to chase anybody around. And I was low-key hurt because I'm like, dang, he could have said something, anything. But he didn't say anything. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just leave it at what it is. I'm not going to really stress it too much because it's not that serious, to be honest. So I leave Houston and come back home. And a whole month later, y'all, because me and Drake do not speak. It's been a whole month. We don't speak. I get a text message from Drake that says, let me see. It says, hey, just want to say I'm sorry I didn't link with you while you were here. I honestly wasn't in the position to hang out and do stuff. At the last minute before going home, I decided to come back to... Oop, I meant to say Houston. And start all over. So it was a lot going on. I didn't want to slow you up. Also, I'm sorry for telling you this late. I don't know how to say it sometimes. That's on me. And I was like, yeah, it's way too late. It's been a whole month since I've been in Houston and no sign of you at all. He could have told me anything while I was there, or he could have just been like, you know what? Let's take a rain check. I don't know. But to say nothing at all is crazy. But I was just like, okay, I didn't communicate with you either. You didn't communicate with me. It is what it is. And I never responded to his text. I'm not even gonna lie. I did not respond because I was like, one, you don't owe me no explanation. It's not like we're together or anything like that. And I was like, two, it's time to disconnect. It is time to disconnect. So me and Drake, we're still cool, I think. I don't really know, honestly. That the communication problems have just been very off-putting a little bit, but I'm not like angry with him or gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna cut him off or whatever. But it's the matter of the fact of like, you gotta communicate things in a timely manner. Like, people, I can't stand when a person doesn't communicate something to me in a timely manner. You waited to the day before the trip to cancel Puerto Rico, and then you waited a month after I left Houston to tell me, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hang out. At that point, it don't even matter anymore. It doesn't even matter. Well, the Puerto Rico one, that definitely mattered, but the Houston one, that doesn't really matter anymore. But I'm just like, okay, I'm over this. I'm already over it. I'm not gonna like cut him off or anything, but it's just like, at this point, I'm good. We can remain friends, cordial friends. I will see you when I see my bestie, but that is it. And honestly, let me know in the comments what's your dating style? Are you a quick dater where you just 1-2 dates, you're jumping into a relationship, then 6 months you're getting married? Or are you a slow burner who you just need some time to vibe real quick? And no lie, I did like Drake. It was a good vibe. Like, we were meshing really well, but over time the things it just wasn't working. It's just not gonna work. And so, and honestly, we're not even supposed to be, I don't think it's even healthy to communicate with people this much who, as much as we communicated, I honestly don't even think it's healthy to talk to someone that much that you're not pursuing anything with. So, I gotta fall back a little bit from him. Even though I consider us friends, I think sometimes the lines can be blurred a little. So I'm just gonna fall back just a little bit and let it be what it is. But yeah, this man, he dumped me because I wasn't gonna have a baby. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. And he did message me later on and was like, yeah, I don't think that's right. Like, I think all that matters, I forgot to mention this, he's like, all that matters really is if we're happy together. But I don't agree with that. I believe if you at one point in your life you want to be a parent, definitely just find someone that also wants to be a parent, because the last thing you want to do is resent the person you're dating because your values and your your goals did not align in the things that were important. So if being a parent is important to you, get someone else that also wants to be a parent and that wants to have a child, because that's a big thing in a relationship. If somebody wants to start a family, you got to find someone else that wants to start a family. Now, for me personally, like I said, I'm not 100% opposed to being a parent, but it's not in my plans. Like, that's not something. Maybe if I was like a millionaire and I was like, okay, I think I can have a kid now, maybe, but right now, while I'm enjoying being free to travel, I'm trying to go, the route of homeownership one day, trying to go the route of building my business. I don't want to have kids with no foundation, like that's, because I've seen the struggle. I know people who had kids before they were ready, and they was putting in a lot of hard, tiring work. And like I told y'all before, when you have a baby, you gotta keep your eyes on that baby at all times. You at least have some type of motion coming in where you can, I guess, like, honestly, make revenue in your sleep. Because the way you gotta stay on a baby is crazy work. But anyway, y'all, I'm getting way too deep into this. That was my story time about my dating horror story with Drake. And I think I'm gonna send this video to him. He already knows it's gonna get posted, so maybe he'll see it, but I'm still gonna send it anyway. And yeah, let me know what you thought about this story in the comment section down below. If you have a similar story, or if you didn't want kids and then you changed your mind and had a kid, how did that go? But I'm just curious to know y'all experiences or what you thought about this story. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button down below. Get locked into the alien fam because it is super, super important to me. I really want to hit 10K, y'all. So let's hit 10K. I want to hit 10K next year. I think I can do it with y'all's help. So please help me out here and let's get to this 10K. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media. It's going to be linked in the description box down below and on the screen for you. So do not forget to check me out on my Instagram and on my TikTok account. But it's Vlogmas. We lit, we turning up. So I'm gonna see you in the next Vlogmas video. Peace.